In this video, we'll be looking at question 1.2 from 5CO01. You should have read the scenario and know that this question is asking you to analyse how a rational approach to strategy formulation could be applied by the organisation to ensure services really meet customer needs. Before we dive into the approach, just a quick reminder. This video gives you general guidance on how to tackle this type of question. It doesn't hand you the answers. You'll need to do your own research, analysis, and make your own judgments to really succeed. With that said, let's walk through how to approach this step by step. All right, first up, understanding exactly what the question's asking. Take a look at the key command verb. In this case, it's analyse. That means you'll need to break things down, look at the rational approach to strategy formulation, and critically examine how it could be used by the organisation in the scenario. Don't just describe the process. Focus on explaining how and why this approach might work in practice. Keep your eye on key terms: rational approach, strategy formulation, customer needs, and how these link to organisational performance. And remember, you're specifically being asked about the use of this approach by the organisation in the case study, so stick to that context. Don't get sidetracked into talking about unrelated models or making general statements about change. Now, here's the thing. You need to go beyond just describing what a rational approach is. You should be making judgments about its suitability and possible impact. Use evaluative language. Say things like, to a significant extent, or potentially limiting, to show you're weighing up the pros and cons. Highlight benefits like stronger alignment with what customers want, but also consider any drawbacks, like whether the approach could limit flexibility. Ask yourself, how might this approach work differently given the organization's recent cultural changes? Back up your points with clear reasoning. When it comes to planning your answer, here's a structure that works well. Start with a brief explanation of why aligning strategy to customer needs is so important in this sector. Then, break your analysis into 2 or 3 main sections. First, look at what rational strategy formulation actually involves and why it's relevant to the organization. Second, talk about how this approach fits with the organizational and external context. Think about things like vertical and horizontal integration here. Third, consider what outcomes this could have for service delivery and customer satisfaction. Each section should make a clear point, use evidence either from the scenario or from academic sources, and always link back to what the question's really asking. Finish up with a concise judgment that sums up the value of a rational approach for this organization based on your analysis. Don't forget to use the assessment criteria as your checklist. Make sure you show how strategies are shaped by business and external context, that you understand models of strategy formulation, and that you cover both vertical and horizontal integration. Structure your answer around these themes and support each point with evidence and analysis. Use examples from the scenario, like changes in structure or the impact on customers and employees, to make your answer concrete. For sources, you'll want 2 or 3 strong academic references focused on rational strategy formulation, the impact of context, and integration. Paraphrase key insights and use Harvard referencing as required. Connecting theory to the scenario is key. Use specific examples, like how new policies have affected customer satisfaction or employee engagement, to back up your points. Show how these real-world details support or challenge the theory, and make sure you're demonstrating relevance throughout. If you're aiming for top marks, focus on depth over breadth. Analyze a few key points thoroughly, use sources that directly inform your argument, and build logical, evidence-based analysis. Don't be afraid to acknowledge complexities, like the tension between standardization and personalization in these services. And finally, make sure your writing is clear and concise. Every sentence should add value and speak directly to the question. Avoid repeating yourself or including unnecessary detail. Each paragraph needs a clear analytical focus, backed by evidence, and always linked to the requirements of the question. So that's your step-by-step approach for tackling this type of question. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more videos in this series, and check out the next video for more tips.